Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we talk about GAN stock and that I went and doubled my position size in my GAN position on Friday. And I'll talk you through the reasons why I went and did that move. So even if you don't hold this company, I think there'll be some good information for you guys to help decide if it's worth, buying more of the company because it's gone down. Hopefully it's a bit more informative. I know a few of you guys do own GAN, so I know that a few of you guys were asking me last week what I was doing with GAN because it went down into the $16 range, and I think everyone panic stations, what should we do? And I had quite a few questions on the comment section about what I was doing, and I was kind of weighing up my options, thinking about what I should do, and then I took the decision to then go and double my position into GAN. So I thought I'd update you guys with that. And as well as that, if you want to keep up to date when I'm making actual moves in the stock market, so you want to know instantly when I'm buying GAN stock rather than not a few days later, then join my patrons group. On my patrons group, I always post when I'm buying stocks and why I'm buying stocks. And also there's a exclusive series on there where I talk about some questions from you guys, and you get to submit them in every week. And I will be buying some more UK stocks this week. Probably by the time this video has actually gone up, I will have bought I'm actually thinking about buying quite a few UK stocks this week, and I'll probably update you guys on this channel probably later in the week. But if you want to know what stocks they are, when I'm buying them, then same again, the Patreon group's the one for you, and I bet you can guess which one of them stocks are going to be. We'll take a look now into GAN and the reasons why I did go double my position in this company. And as always guys, smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. So if you want a more in-depth video of why I like GAN so much, I do have a video on the channel that I did about 2-3 weeks ago. So there's a lot of information on there. This is kind of just going through my thought process why I did start doubling my position in GAN. So GAN is quite a new IPO on the NASDAQ. It actually moved from the UK to the US. And you can see they IPO'd around May time, about $14. We shot up to about $27, and then we started pulling back. And when we started pulling back into the 23 range is where I started buying. But since then, the stock's gone down about 30% right now. It even went into the $16 range at one point, which is where I actually doubled my position. Which I was kind of I never expected the stock to go down to this cheap. I knew buying near highs was always a risky thing, especially on IPOs. But I'm a massive fan of this company, and obviously then with that big massive discount, I kind of looked at this stock and I was like, this is a pretty decent opportunity. I also looked at the market cap, which was 500 million right now compared to where I was buying, and it was 800 million. And I was like, this is now starting to get to really cheap prices. Now the first thing I'm going to say is that sometimes people panic when the stocks go down in short term. For me, I love it when stocks go down in the short term, because if you still like that company, you're going to be getting the stock at cheaper prices. And if you get it at cheaper prices, if your bull case still exists on the company and why you bought it in the first place, that hasn't changed. You're just getting it at cheaper valuations. And if you can get your price at cheaper valuations, when it gets them prices in the future, you make more upside on it. So when the stocks go down in the short term, I don't panic at all. I'm like, this is great. I want my stock in the first kind of 6 months of buying into a stock. I actually just want them to go down, which sounds kind of crazy, but I'm a long-term investor. I'm not investing for the first kind of 6 months. I'm investing where the stock's going to be going in 2 to 5 years. So when I look at this company now, and in the short term it has gone down quite a bit, this is a perfect situation, especially when GAN wasn't a massive position yet in my portfolio. This is like the dream situation that I want to be in, and I got it. So this gives me the opportunity now to go double up on my position and get that average down on the stock that I do currently love. Now the first thing is that 500 million market cap compared to where it was an 800 million market cap. So you can see that it's lost a lot of its value recently, and that means that a lot of the future growth is now not being factored into the company. So when we pay for a growth company, you normally have to pay a premium for your growth companies. You have to pay some growth that's already factored into the companies. It's just how much growth is factored in. And when we look at GAN now, the stock's only got really a year's growth priced into it, and there's going to be some fantastic growth in this company. Now the first thing I like to do is, obviously I love it when companies go down, but I've got to assess the situation and see what's going on with this company. So first of all, realistically, why has the stock gone down? Why is the stock gone from $27 all the way down to $16? A massive drop. Well, there's not really anything. It's just one of those short-term moves, and this is why I say short-term is so hard to predict. You don't know where it's going to go in the short term. Anything can happen. And like I say, trying to actually find a a reason why it's gone down is very hard. The only thing that we can look to is its last earnings report. Quite often stocks can move in a certain direction until the next earnings report, and the earnings report of GAN was actually taken quite negative, when in fact it was quite a decent earnings. So the only negative news in the earnings report is that it lost a customer, which was FanDuel. But realistically, losing one customer isn't a massive deal, especially when it's just picked up two massive customers in Churchill Downs and also Penn National. So them two customers are going to be massive, and every so often you are going to lose customers. It's just all about making more customers than actually losing customers, which it's doing fantastically well. And also, when you look at the positives in what was in the earnings report, you had the cash on the balance sheet increase by like 6 times. You also had 2 big new customers. We had the information that the Michigan launch was coming up. And also, 100% revenue growth. 100% revenue growth. That was absolutely fantastic revenue growth. And maybe the forecast was a little bit too conservative. That was maybe something that put investors off. But on the same time, it's not a bad thing, because when it actually comes around to the next earnings, they're probably more than likely going to be beating them because they were quite conservative on it. So then we look at thinking, are we still getting a good deal with this stock? Well, previously the stock price was pretty fair, but now we talk about a company that's lost a lot of value for a company that's going to be posting, nearly 100% year-over-year revenue growth, which is fantastic. And then we've got to look at the total situation and think, why, if I buy GAN at these sort of prices, why is the share price going to go up? How am I going to make money on this company? Well, first of all, the obvious one. If people don't know what GAN is, basically it's a platform that allows casinos to get online, like Shopify, how it lets shops go on e-commerce and set themselves up. It's that kind of like middleman. It's not kind of battling away with DraftKings or Golden Nugget or Penn National, William Hill. It's not kind of in there. It's giving them the platform to go on there, which makes it very unique. And when we look at that and we think about what the situation is in the US, so for you guys that don't know, a lot of gambling isn't currently allowed in the US, and it's only just been allowed. Michigan's the next state to launch, and then there's still plenty of states over there that are still to launch. It's an area that when more and more states allow online gambling, it's going to be a massive growth area. With it being DraftKings, Golden Nugget or GAN, it's going to be a massive growth area. I think you've got to have one stock in this massive growth sector that's going to be there for the next 5 to 10 years. And you look at GAN, it's going to benefit. Look at what revenue they've done, 100% year-over-year revenue growth, already profitable business, amazing balance sheet, and it's got all this growth to still come in. It's definitely going to go up in share price, because you look at what the current stock price is and it's factoring a year's growth in. Now, you can't tell me in a year's time that it's just going to stay where it is. It's not. There's going to be the Michigan launch. There's going to be other states coming in. When the other state's going to come in, that's more revenue onto the platform, more profit as well. It's already a profitable company. So you've got an already profitable company with 100% revenue growth on a massive discount, and the balance sheet's absolutely fantastic. And you're thinking, so why is the share price going to go up? Well, if it's going to grow revenue at 100%, if the profit's going to be growing at 30% year over year, the share price isn't going to stick where it is. And you look at the share price right now, and it's a cheap share price now. When I was buying previously, I was paying an okay price. It was okay, and I was fine with that, because there's so much growth here. You're paying for a company. How many companies do you know that has 100% year over year revenue growth? There's not many. You'll struggle to count up to 5 on your hand. So you've got to consider all this now. We've got a cheap share price, an undervalued share price pretty much now. We've got a company that's going to be growing. You can see the catalyst with what area they're in over the next 2 to 5 years. How close he has profitability, the revenue, the balance sheet. And you're like, if I invest in this company and the revenue is going to grow and the profit's going to grow and the share price is already cheap, I mean, in my opinion, I can't see this company being this price in the next 2 to 5 years. I can't. So it's an easy money stock now for me. And I think at this sort of valuation is really attractive. Like previously, I could see people going, it's a little bit of the valuation is a little bit too much. I'd be like, yeah, I could kind of see that, but you're paying up for a growth company. And that was my point of view then. But now I look at the company and I'm looking at the share price. I'm like, but now this is definitely undervalued for a growth company. And I think everyone would kind of agree with how the valuation that is now, with the growth, the profit. This company's going to be trading at if it carries on at this sort of rate, this company's going to be trading at a stupid PE. And it's crazy to think that we could be talking GAN potentially in 2 years' time could be trading at a P ratio of like 30 for a company that grows at 100% revenue. And that's going to be absolutely insane. You'll struggle to find a company trading at a 30p in 2 years' time of a revenue growth of 100%. I can't see it happening, and that's why the share price will have to go up. I just can't see it getting to that cheap of a valuation, but at the moment, that's the path it's on, which says how cheap this stock actually is right now. So for me, really attractive values to go buy into GAN. And like I say, I did double my position. And like I say, these are a couple of UK stocks I will probably bought by the time this video goes up, and I will update you when I do eventually do buy into them. But I thought I'd just kind of do that update into GAN and why I believe that at these sort of valuations and the future growth it has, it's really attractive prices right now. So for you guys that were asking about GAN, yeah, I did buy some more shares. I in fact doubled my position, so I hope you enjoyed it. As always guys, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you in the next video.